G'day, I'm Mark from Self Sufficient Me. I'm in our orchard at the moment. I thought that I'd bring you a quick video on what's been happening around here on our acreage, on our small 3-acre property. Urban farming, primarily to do with planting fruit trees. I'm a bit of a fruit tree nut, a bit of a fruit tree collector, and there's a lot of reasons for collecting fruit trees, but the main one is to have a good variety of food to eat at different times of the year. So let's get into it.
So before we watch me dig, let's go ahead and see what I'm planting. Another name is Sapodilla, Central American plant. The chestnut, it's growing for its edible seeds. Then you've got the Jaboticaba, that's the yellow type. Usually it's the black type, like that one. And I've also got one of them. A Quay Muck, which is a small orange fruit with really good flavour apparently, and the soursop, which is apparently a really beautiful juice. Then I'm also going to plant a white mulberry, which I've always wanted to do. And then on the other side of the property, just on our other neighbour's fence, I'm going to plant a row of citrus. This Outback Lime, that's supposed to be a native to Australia. This weird plant, which is a mandarin lime, apparently it's got really easy peel. A small mandarin but tastes like a lime. Then we've got the bush lemon, which is very hardy lemon that I've always wanted to have. A West Indian lime, which is a really hardy lime, very common obviously in the West Indies. Then earlier today I planted this golden fruit of the Andes, and that's supposed to be one of the best fruits in the world. And then this Babaco, which has a torpedo fruit, the taste of a pineapple and strawberry cross. Alright, so let me explain how I dig these holes. I've done the same thing for our 100+ fruit trees on our property. I start by making sure the tree's in the right spot to begin with, and then I start digging around in a circular fashion. Obviously I want a nice circular cut, and I start digging up the lawn first. I want to dig out that patch of grass. I mean, you could always replant that somewhere if you needed to, but I've got a different method for what I do with the grass. So I go around, I cut out that hole, usually about 2 or 3 times the width of the pot, because I want to get my ride on around this thing. So I don't want it to be just sort of pot size either, otherwise it's a little bit too cumbersome to ride the mower around. Plus I want a nice big hole and gap of that grass, so that grass isn't going to grow through too easily and it's not too hard to manage, especially when that tree is trying to establish and it needs as much moisture as possible. So I'll just keep digging down until that pot or the stem is about the size of the pot, meaning I don't want to plant that tree any deeper than it actually is in the pot at the moment. And then once I've got it the right size, in fact I can dig down a little bit further actually, and then backfill with a bit of loose soil, and I'll whack the tree in the hole and then backfill. I don't use any compost, a little bit like 1 Yard Revolution, where he has explained in his tip videos, one of his really big rules or tips was not to backfill with compost or anything like that, and I'm the same. I don't do that either, same as Patrick. Otherwise you can it gets too loose. I like to backfill with the good soil that it's come with, and that way the roots will grow out better. So then I tip the grass that I've just cut out upside down, and that acts, and I put that around the outer perimeter of that plant, and that kills the grass underneath it, so it gives me a bit of extra width as well with that hole that I've just cut, and that grass upside down dies, and then it kills the grass underneath it. But I don't stop there. I get some mulch, and I also have a little bit of fertilizer. I like to use an organic blood and bone if I don't have my own available, like chicken manure or whatever. I use that commercial blood and bone, the organic stuff, sprinkle a handful of that around the tree first, and then I lay down my mulch. You could water that in first if you wanted to, but I prefer to lay the mulch down on top nice and thick, probably 6 or 8 inches, thickly down around on top of that extra grass and a little bit more, and that then will make sure that the grass doesn't grow through and into that tree. And so while that sapling grows, it won't get impeded by any extra grass or weeds, and it'll retain the moisture because that mulch will give it extra moisture, and well, won't let it dry out as much. Planting in winter in this region in the subtropics also helps too. So then I'll go ahead and I line them all up. Like I was saying, I'm a little bit fastidious when it comes to making sure I get my rows right, even though there's going to come a time where I've got to start planting in between rows, but anyway, that's another story. But I then start going and I plant those 6 trees or saplings in those holes and keep mulching. That one bag of mulch, by the way, did about 5 fruit trees, so it goes quite a long way, one of those bags, so it's fairly economical and it's a good thing.
That's one row planted. Good, it took about, I suppose, an hour, maybe not 3/4. Now I go around the corner here, and I'll be planting plants all the way along here, but just in this corner I'm planting that mulberry because it'll match that mulberry there and the one up the top. So there'll be sort of like a triangle of mulberries in a similar area, and I think it'll look nice. 2 mulberries opening up as you come through down into the picnic area. But like I said, I'll just do 1 row behind the compost heap and the banana trees, and I don't think I'll go down further, because then you get into this bushland where we've got the chicken area and the big gum trees and natives and the picnic area. I don't want to encroach too much on that. I think 1 more row will do, and if I buy more fruit trees, I'll just start squeezing them in the gaps around here, around the orchard and out the front where I'm planting some more citrus, or at the side and out the front as well. So yeah, I'll get onto this mulberry and then I'll move up to the citrus at the top right hand side, plant them near the apple trees and the avocado tree near there. Yeah.
At this point in time I've probably dug for 2 hours or more, which is a fair effort of digging. It's good for the shoulders. I love citrus. It's one of my favourite fruit trees, if not the favourite type or variety. There's 4 there. In the middle I'm going to plant a tangerine, that's why there's a gap. But I'm expecting that strip of fruit trees getting the afternoon sun should do really well in that spot and be a really nice feature along that driveway.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I've got lots of videos in the pipeline at the moment that I'm working on. Some that are more complicated and probably more informative, but I just wanted to knock this one up and send it out this weekend so that you guys had a little bit to chew on. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget the website selfsufficientme.com. Bye for now.